Okay, so hello future engineers. Hello everyone. So for this discussion video, we have to focus on the calculation topics related to your engineering data analysis. And for this one, so we have to consider your fundamental principle of counting. So let us proceed with our discussion. Okay, so we have here in our presentation, suppose there are three cities. We have Sagay, we have Cabancalan, and we have Dumaguete City. They are located in such a way that two roads connect Sagay to Cabancalan, and we have three road connection between Cabancalan to Dumaguete. So we have to represent this. We will have this representation from Sagay to Cabancalan. We have two possible options, and from Cabancalan to Dumaguete, we have three possible connections. So we have this one. So the question is, how many different routes can one take to travel from Sagay going to Dumaguete via or via Cabancalan? So this question, so the key to answering this type of question is to consider the problem in possible stages. So uh, if we have to consider this in terms of stages, at the first stage of our assumption, we have to consider the uh, the first stage from Sagay to Cabancalan. So wherein we have two choices here, and we have another stage for each of this possible choice. We would have from Sagay to Cabancalan. We then have another three possible choices. So at the second stage, so which is from Cabancalan to Dumaguete. And we could represent this in what we called a tree diagram. So, or uh, through this specific representation. Okay, so mapili kita either P or Q sa unang part, and then we have to choose whether you will choose X, Y, or Z nga path sa imo or nga road sa imo second nga stage. So that means we could either have PX, PY, PZ, or QX, QY, or so, kung isipon natin by listings ng tanang possibilities of route we could have, then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But based on the fundamental principle of counting, what we have to consider is to multiply. So, imo possible choices, you have 2 here. So, and then we have your 3 possible choices in the second stage, which is equal to 3. So, 2 times 3 is equal to 6. So, and this is what is represented sa aton nga tree diagram. Okay, so the method that we used to solve this problem leads to a specific principle, and this principle is what we are referring to as our fundamental counting principle. So, ano ang ginestate sa ating fundamental counting principle? Suppose that we have two events that occur in order. If the first can occur in m ways and second in n possible ways after the first has occurred, that means, so, kumbaga may ara ka branch na tabo ni, and then dapat may possible option ka sa next one. So, may duwa ka possible option or any possible option. So, that means natabo sila. So, in order. Then, the two events can occur in order in m multiplied by n ways. So, we have the formula m by n possible ways. Okay, so there is an immediate consequence of this principle. So, for any number of events. So, ang bal naton, since ang kinanglan lang man is dapat in order sila or they have specific nga branches and then may sub-branch na maliwat. So, if ever, damo ka possible events. So, we have, for example, event 1, event 2, and any possible number of events that occur in order. So, ang matabo is if your first event can occur in n sub 1 possible ways. Second mo event can occur in n sub 2 possible ways and so on. Then ang aton yung events can occur in order. So multiply mo lang ang number of ways on your first event multiplied by number of ways in your second event and so on. Hasta sa kung pila ka events daang aton gina-consider. And that is then the possible number of ways for a specific event to occur or to happen. And so let us show this through example. So suppose we have, so the problem, we have an ice cream store which offers 3 types of cones and we have available 31 flavors. The question is, how many different single scoop ice cream cones is it possible nga, nga pwede natin mabakal halin sa inang specific na store? So may ara tatlo ka types ng cone, may ara kita 31 flavors. So how many different single scoop ice cream ang pwede natin mabakal halin sa inang specific na store. So with this, let us use the fundamental principle of counting sa aton nga example. So we are aware that based on the problem, we have two choices or we have two stages. But sitting on, we have the type of cone and we have the flavor of an ice cream. So but sitting on, kung magpili kita, at first stage, but sitting on magpili kita, ano nga type of cone? Ano nga type of cone ang gusto natin? Next, kung nakapili ka na type of cone, you have to proceed sa imong second stage. Ano na dayon nga flavor ang imong pilion based on the given nga choices which is 31 available nga mga flavors. So with this, gamiton ta ang aton nga fundamental principle of counting. And anong pwede natin himuon? We can think of the different stages as our box or as boxes. So what's sitting on at the first stage, we have to fill in sa aton nga possibilities of choosing the type of cone. So kabalo kita that we have 3 possible options sa cone and we have your 31 possible choices na pwede pilian for your flavor. Okay, so next. So kung okay. So since we have identified sang pwede natin ibutang sa ating nga boxes, then himuon natin dayon is nakumpleto na naton ang aton nga category. So for the first box, meron ata value. For the second box, meron ata value. So ang himuon naton based on fundamental principle of counting is to multiply sa duwa ka stage. So we have 3 times 31 which is equal to 93. So that means we have 93 ways of choosing a single scoop of an ice cream cone at this specific na store na gina-consider natin. So that is a very simple nga problem applying the concept of your fundamental counting principle. Okay, so let us have medyo complicated nga example of an application of your fundamental principle of counting. So we have example. In a certain state, automobile license plates display 3 letters followed by 3 digits. So, may ara ka, tatlo ka letters para sa license plate followed by 3 possible digits. Question is, how many such plates are possible if repetition of the letters is allowed? For the second question, if the repetition of letters is not allowed. So, anong kinanglan natin i-consider? Take note, basta ang aton gina-consider is letters. For letters, ang ating gina-consider is that we have 26 English alphabet letters nga or letters nga possible options. For the digits, so we have this is including 0 up to 9. So but sitting on meron kita 10 possible options. So we have to solve this. So and we have to present sa ating calculation based on these possible choices. So, let us proceed with our calculations. Hambal natin, ipastar sila natin by boxes. Kaya para para masapusaton maglantaw. So since we have tatlo ka letters and tatlo ka digits, so buot silingon may ara kita anom tanan ka boxes. So this is for your letters and the last one is or the last three is for your digits. So there are six selection stages. So one for each letter, that is a first part, and we have your digit sa ating na license plate. So we have, okay, so sa letters, for the first na problem or for the first na category, hambal ang aton, we are allowed to have repetition of letters. So repetition of letters. But silingon, in our first na choice, so we have, so 26 alphabet yung pwede gamiton. Since repetition is allowed, both silingon, we have still pwede ito gamiton, pwede kita kasulit letter, both silingon 26 man ta sa second nga letter. And same also with the third letter. So, for the digits category, so we have hambal naton, meron kita pulo ka possible option from 0 to 9. So, both silingon, we have 10 here, we have 10 here, and we have 10 sa siniya stage sa aton nga selection or sa aton nga pag-solve. So, ang himuon naton dayon, so take note again. So, at the first stage, we choose a letter. Halin sa aton nga 26 possible choices. 26 again, possible choices para sa aton nga second letter. And 26 again ka possible choices para sa aton third nga letter. So, next, so we have 10 for the digits, 10 for another digit, and 10 for another digit since we are allowed to repeat either sa aton nga letters or our digit. So then we have to multiply. So we have 26 multiplied by 26 multiplied by 26 times 10 times 10 times 10. Then aton nga final answer is equal to, so this is, wait lang gid, I don't have calculator here. So we have 26 times 26 times 26 times 10 times 10 times 10. So we have 17,576,000. So we have 17,576,000. So this is ang aton nga answer for the question number 1. So how about kung ang for the second question nga we are not allowed to repeat the letters sa aton nga license plate. So if repetition of letters is not allowed, so both silingon, so for the first na option, ni ara kita 26 ka possibilities na pwede pilion. Next, since hindi na kita pwede makarepeat, so both silingon ang any letter nga gingamit mo for the first nga place or for the first nga box or stage, hindi na naton diri pwede gamiton. Both silingon, we have to minus 1. So, we have to subtract isa ka possibility. So, both silingon, meron kita 25. And then, for the next na stage, hindi kita liwat pwede ka-repeat. Both silingon, may mo na lang siya, 24. And again, we have 4 digits nga category. Wala man gin-specify ang hindi lang man naton pwede i-repeat is letters. Therefore, for the digits category, we are allowed to repeat. Therefore, butingon, still this is 10, this is 10, this is 10. And parehas man siya po, since fundamental principle of counting, multiply ta ang aton nga mga stages. So we have 26 times 25 times 24 times 10 times 10 times 10. Then we have, so we have, okay, so we have 15,600,000. So we have 15,600,000. Okay. So, nakita na naton kung ano ang diferensya or ano ang kinalain if we have repeated possible digits or letters, for example, on our. Okay, so we have this one. Let us proceed with another concept on the fundamental principle of counting. So we have, let S be a set with n possible elements. And based on that specific na set, may ara kita possible subset or may ara ka damo-damo nga possible options. So, nga pwede pilian in making one of two choices each element. So, we can choose the element to be either ara or wala sa ato nga possible nga option. So, by the fundamental counting principle, the total number of different subset is we have to multiply by 2's depending on your given. So, hasta sa n possible factors. So, sa diin siya pwede magamit. So, based on your algebraic operations or based on your algebraic concept, given ka mo sa amo nga type of problem, ang gamiton is this formula. So, we have, if you have a set with n elements, so ang formula nga gamiton is this one. 2 raised to the power of n different subsets. Subot silingon, may ara ka isa ka category and may damo-damo ka nga pwede nga elements nga pilian. So, gamiton ta siya in a very unique na example. So, na very or familiar ta. So, we have this one. So, okay, a pizza parlor offers a basic cheese pizza and a choice of 16 possible toppings. So how many different kinds of pizza can be ordered at this pizza parlor? But silingon, may ara ka basic pizza. Pwede ka ka-order, amo lang na nga pizza, wala toppings. Pwede ka ka-order na may isa lang ka toppings. Pwede ka ka-order na may duwa ka possible toppings, depende on your choices. Or 3 or gusto mo ya nga 16 possible toppings gid or 16 toppings gid ang pwede nimo ibutang for your pizza. Question subong is, how many different kinds of pizzas can be ordered at this pizza parlor? So, isipon mo, based on this, pwede ka ka-order 16 ka-toppings, pwede ka ka-order 15 ka-toppings, 14 ka-toppings. So, pila tanan ang possibility or ang different kinds of pizza nga pwede naton i-order. Okay, so with this, kinahanglanon naton sang um, mag-solve sa number of possible subsets sang 16 tanan ka possible toppings sang pizza. So this means included na di ang aton nga empty nga possible nga set. Both silingon ang ari, ang basic lang nga cheese pizza nga pwede nimo mabakal but silingon pwede nga wala toppings. So thus, ang aton nga possibility or sang kadamuon sang different pizza nga pwede order hambal naton kag based on the uh, problem is 2 raised to the power of n. So since we have 16 possible choices, therefore we have 2 raised to the power of 16. So this is aton nga answer is equal to 2 raised to the power of 16 is equal to 65,536. 65,536 different pizzas nga pwede naton ma-order. 65,536. Okay, so this is for this specific topic on your fundamental principle of counting. So thank you. So for this, for the time to understand some fundamental principle of counting. So don't mind lang sa sala diri nga mga spelling. So that is fundamental counting principle. So we will have another discussion video for permutation and combination. And just take note, all of these topics presented together with the topic presented on our online meeting and discussion will be part of your prelim exam. So this is it for now. Thank you. Stay safe. God bless.